The case against some of the 28 alleged human trafficking victims that the Hawks rescued from a house in Sandringham has been postponed to the 27th of this month. The Ethiopian nationals face a charge of contravening the Immigration Act. Watching developments for us is Dludla, SABC News reporter, who was in court but is now with us in studio to get us a sense of how things unfolded. Great to see you, Calvin. Thanks for popping by. Let's take a couple of steps back. This was a story that made it into the headlines a couple of days ago. What happened?
We were told that in Sandringham something strange happened, and when we rushed there, we were told by the neighbors that they had a strange noise, on the night of on Thursday night, and when they tried to wake up and go there, they found people coming out of windows, breaking windows, crying, and obvious when we are breaking a window, we are trying to get out, then you will get injured, you will get hurt, and those people had bloods on their bodies. When they tried to ask what was happening, they couldn't converse in English, they couldn't speak proper English. What they were saying was that Ethiopia, 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 shouting, and that is when neighbors realized that, oh, okay, these people might be coming from Ethiopia. So all of them actually were naked, we were told, and the neighbors, they had to call CPF, and CPF had to call the members of the South African Police Service, SABS. So when they came, SABS tried to communicate with those people to find out what was happening, but unfortunately, as I have mentioned, they couldn't converse or speak English properly. But fortunately, they managed to get someone who could at least understand and who could tell police what was happening. He told the police that they were trafficked. They are coming from Ethiopia. They were led. They were told that they will be getting jobs and all of that. So the 28 of them were there, and some of them were injured. And those who were injured were taken to hospital, and those who were not injured were taken to a place of safety. So today they were appearing in court because they are in South Africa illegally. They don't have documents. As you have mentioned in your intro, they are facing
charges in relation to the contravention of the Immigration Act. Yes. We were told 28 of them have been rounded up, if you like, but not all of them appeared in court today.
Yeah, not all of them. They've been appearing in court since from last week, if I'm not mistaken. Right. So today, the 4 of them appeared in court. 1 appeared in courtroom number 1, and the 3 of them appeared in court number 4, where we were.
Absolutely. You actually got an opportunity to speak to the NPA spokesperson, Dludla. It might be a good opportunity to just listen into part of that exchange.
Yes.
Before the Hillbrow Magistrates Court, we had 4 accused appearing, all charged with the contravention of the Immigration Act. Their case was postponed to the 27th of January 2025 for the services of an interpreter.
We are expecting them to come on the 27th. How many of them all in all?
You would recall that on the first appearance we had 28 accused persons, though they had to appear in different courts due to the court roll and the work of the court on that day. So due to the congestion of the court roll, they had to be separated. They appeared in different courts and were postponed to various dates. But these were all the 28 male persons that were found at a house in Sandringham when the Hawks were conducting an operation there.
NPA spokesperson Dludla there earlier today. And Calvin, we spoke about this house, which is where it seems the story started in Sandringham. What do we know about the property? Who stays there? Who owns it? What kind of activity, if anything, has been taking place there?
Oh, yes, and that's a very good question. The name of that street is Dludla Street in Sandringham, a very quiet place, a suburb. It's very quiet. You would not think that something like this would happen. When we spoke to neighbors, they told us that it's the first time in that area they experience such an event, and it's the very first time such an event take place in that area, especially when it comes to human trafficking. A quiet house. They told us that they didn't even suspect that might be so many people in that house. But when we spoke to police off the record, they told us that such suburbs do have that you would think that the suburb is quiet, but only to find out that there are a lot of things that are happening there. When we asked the neighbors, actually, who's the owner of this house, they told us that actually someone was renting that house, and that person was renting that house is a foreign national, and we are not sure if that person is amongst those who are arrested. They arrested 3 suspects. Those suspects are appearing in court on the 21st of January. Those who are being suspected of trafficking, there's 28 Ethiopians. Even them, what is strange, I understand, is that they are co-Ethiopians. Ethiopians are trafficking other Ethiopians. So they are appearing on the 21st of January. That is when we will know if the owner of that house is amongst those who are appearing in court.
Absolutely. All right, and we'll have to see how things unfold. But for now, Calvin Dludla, thanks very much for breaking it all down for us. It's an incredibly important story, one which we'll keep monitoring without a doubt. As you can see, there are multiple legs to it, and I imagine that's going to occupy authorities for a couple of weeks ahead as we get to the bottom of how these Ethiopian nationals arrived, who facilitated that travel, and of course, what the sanction insofar as that is concerned is. Once again, Calvin, thanks very much indeed.